Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Talk with the Bell. My name is Belchico Okolo. I am so excited to have you here today. If this is your first time, remember to subscribe, and if you're returning, welcome back. So this is part 3 of the Microsoft series, and before I move any further, it has been amazing seeing the responses, the love, the reaction to the first video I dropped. And to think that I was scared about releasing that video and seeing how much impact it already has, I am so honored that the Lord can use me as an instrument, and I just wanted to share that before moving forward. So today's topic is about the final chapter. It is over, but there were still certain things I wanted to share about how I got to this point. So the final chapter pretty much covers from October to the ending of November. So in October, I started hearing things about AfroTech. And AfroTech is a conference where several tech companies come together, and most times it's known for interviewing people on the spot, as well as, just having opportunities out there where people can come from all over, interview, get a job, voila. So I heard about AfroTech earlier during my internship, but I kind of felt my return offer was automatic, so I wasn't interested in getting any ticket just yet or even investing in it. So eventually when I came back to school October, I noticed that I had applied for some scholarships for conferences, and I was just praying to the Lord that, okay, if any of the scholarship pulls through, I'll just use it and pay for AfroTech, because AfroTech at that point was about $600 if I'm not mistaken. So not just the ticket, there is the flight to Austin, there is the hotel, there is Uber, and so many other fees that I felt like I wasn't ready to bear. So eventually I waited for responses from 3 different organizations, and this particular one day I saw a Duolingo post about giving out free AfroTech tickets, and I put my name down there and I said, you know what, if you give me this ticket via Duolingo, that is my sign to go for AfroTech. Little did I know that there was more in store for me. So I called my mom, I think 2 days afterwards, and I just told her, like, oh, this raffle from Duolingo is going to come, and if I get it, then I'll go for AfroTech. Then she asked me, what is AfroTech about? And then I explained, like, this conference, there will be several companies giving offers on the spot. So she said, why? So why exactly are you waiting for a company when you can actually pay for this and get something? And I was like, that is going to cost me some big bucks that I'm not willing to put towards this conference, because at the end of the day, nothing was certain. What if I got to the conference and nothing came out from it? Like, that's my money gone. And my mom just explained, just see it as a trip you're taking. See it as, you're going to spend this time with your friend and have fun with it. If something pulls through, thank God. If something doesn't pull through, you had fun. It was a mini vacation during school. And just having that mindset and just knowing she was right for sure. I mean, I had my tears here and there, but I was like, I just know I meant to have bought this ticket. So I eventually paid for my ticket and got my ticket to Austin. And then I was staying at my friend's sister's house, so I didn't have to pay for accommodation, thankfully. Now, before AfroTech, Hallelujah Challenge was still in session. And on October 15, Pastor Nat told us to dress in our testimony. So if you're looking for a job, dress in the attire you're going to wear for your job. So I dressed up in this black and pink blazer, and I danced around knowing that my testimony was coming through. But at that point, there was no AfroTech in discussion, so I was just in faith, thanking God that this is my attire that I'm using to receive my dream job. So after buying my tickets and now like packing my things, at my church here in Nashville, there was this women's night prayer. And I was like, oh, I'm not going for that women's night prayer. I was just so fervent on not going. And then eventually told me that, oh, baptisms were going to happen during the prayer. And I knew I've been running away from being baptized for so long. So with the minute I heard baptism, I was like, sure, I'm right there. So eventually I went for that prayer. And before we went out to get baptized, they told all of us to come to the front of the church, and they told the older women in the church to basically come out and pray for us. Now, this lady came to me, and I was standing there, just waiting for the prayer before I go get baptized as usual. And She started praying, you guys. She prayed. She prayed. And when I broke down in tears was when she started saying things like, the Lord sees you, the Lord hears you. He knows you've been treated unfairly, but he's here to let you know he hasn't left you. Those words were not things that she knew about me. Those words were words that the Holy Spirit made sure I heard through her, because it felt like I was at a point where my identity was lost. It felt like I was at a point where I was struggling to stand firm on who I knew I was. And just her reiterating those particular words to me gave me the confidence to know that the Lord was with me as I was going to AfroTech. So I eventually got baptized and it was amazing. And when I got back, I felt like a whole new creature, you guys. I felt like I was empowered to go and take over that conference. So I eventually left for AfroTech that weekend. And the first day, all energized, like, dressed up, ready to go outside. And we went out and we had to wait. I think we had to wait like 5 hours till the registration booth opened because we got there so early. Eventually got our tickets and it had like an opening session, and it wasn't what I was expecting. I expected that, oh, I'm going straight to a booth to be like, please, I need a job. Let's interview and get this rolling. But none of that happened. So I remember going back that day just feeling so downcast, feeling like, why am I here, God? Why did you even bring me here? Why did you allow me spend this money? Even though I still have my mom's mindset of, okay, it might just be a fun mini vacation that I came on. So the second day I went out, I was like, oh, I had this coffee chat with someone. Lord, if this is an interview, let it pull through. Let your name be made and be known and be mighty. Let your name be mighty through the situation. So I went in there. I had this coffee chat with this person. It was a nice conversation, but it didn't lead to anything because, once again, we would love to get to know you, but we don't sponsor international students. So I eventually went back to the conference center. You guys, you won't believe that when I came in and I spent 2 hours walking around aimlessly, this company called me because they always send resumes to the companies before we get there. Are you in the building right now? We want to give you an interview. I was like, yes, I'm here. And where do you guys want me to come up to? And I went up there. They had confirmed my major. They had confirmed my classification. And they're like, yes, come up. We're ready for you. I got there and they asked me, oh, would you require sponsorship? I said, yes, I'll require sponsorship. You would not believe that they said, oh, unfortunately, we can't interview you because this position doesn't sponsor. You can imagine how high my hopes went and just came back crashing down, because why did you just get me so pumped up to come here and there was nothing involved? So I took back that energy downstairs and I was just like, Lord, I don't know what that was about, but that was annoying. It was getting really discouraging. I'm not even going to lie. This was the first day. It got really discouraging. Then the second day, while we're still going around discouraged, we met this particular person, and I really feel like she was an angel sent from heaven to speak to us, because she was just talking about how she got her job through AfroTech the previous year. It wasn't a position that was already there. It was a position that was basically already made for her. And after meeting that first person, we came across this other man from a different company who was just like, why are you girls sad? And we just told him, nothing is seeming to be going the way it's meant to go. And he was like, oh, just reach back to me in a few months from now and we'll see what we have available for you girls, which was encouraging, but still nothing was certain. On the third day, I came by this particular company and I was just like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go up there. This is not a place I see myself working. And my friend was just like, go, 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 go. So I actually went up there to this particular Nigerian lady, and she was like, oh, why haven't you come here since? Like, scan this QR code. We have a session for just college campus students. So she said, come up here at this so and so time, and we'll be happy to host you guys. I'm grateful we actually came in contact with her, because the QR code we're going around scanning wasn't the QR code that particular company had for college students. So you had to come to the exclusive college students session to get the QR code. So we went up to the college student session, and then we scanned the QR code, and we just continued our AfroTech experience like the way it had been, nothing really special or crazy. So Saturday, which was the last day, came, and honestly, nothing had pulled through for real. Nothing had pulled through. There was this particular company that had applied a long time ago, and I just went to their booth and told them like, I haven't heard back from you guys, and they said they were going to follow up with me. Cool. The second company said, okay, put your information here. Nothing. Cool. This particular company that we really wanted to be in the loop of the recruiter, so we kept on pestering, and she said, okay, let's do an on-site screening interview. No problem, but still nothing was certain. So the following day, which was Sunday, we went to church, and the message that day was pretty much talking about sowing in a famine land, or the seed you sow is pretty much what you're going to get back. And it stuck out to me so much because it reminded me of the vow I had made when I felt like I was in a famine. So that word stuck out to me so heavily because I knew that I sowed in a season of famine, and the word of the Lord would never return void. So I was really expectant, even though I couldn't see anything in the physical. So I got back home that day, and then, you guys, I received two invites to interview from two different companies scheduled for that week. This was Sunday, so my interviews were scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday. I pretty much had to prepare in 2 days for two interviews that I've never ever done before. And I really didn't know what to expect, but I just knew that this was going to be a way that God was going to prove himself, because first of all, I wasn't ready, or I wasn't prepared. So if it's something I was going to get, then that was God's way of getting glory in everything. So Monday, Tuesday, I pretty much tried my best to see what I could prepare here and there. You guys, I learned a whole new language, or some of a whole new language in one day. How I did it, I don't know. But I was just kind of skeptical of what was going to come out. So I was trying to touch certain things that I put on my resume that I was exactly not rampant with. So eventually I got back to Nashville, and Wednesday I wore the same outfit that I had danced around in during Hallelujah Challenge. And I went into that interview so expectant. You guys, that interview, it blew my mind. It wasn't even close to what I prepared for. I went into that interview, and there were two interviewers on the call, and they just pretty much asked me behavioral questions. I spoke about my experiences, spoke about past things I've done, or past projects I've worked on, and pretty much being an international student on this campus. And my interviewer was also an international student, so it was a really nice conversation. I didn't even see it as an interview anymore. And when I closed that laptop, I said, God, the only reason I won't get this offer is if you tell me it's not mine. But based on what I saw happen today, I believe that offer is mine. And that was on Wednesday. So on Thursday, which was November 9th, 2023, and if that number rings a bell, it should ring a bell by now. That interview didn't go quite well. It felt like the person was not interested in being there. It felt like I was wasting the interviewer's time, and it just made me feel worse. So afterwards, I went to go and put something to eat together, and I remember just sitting down and crying. My eyes were red. I woke up with my eyes actually red now that I remember. And I was just like, God, it's 4 months. 4 months. 4 months. And I trust you, and I've been trusting you. I wake up every day trusting you, but it still doesn't seem like it's coming to an end. Because why did I have such a great interview yesterday, and today I had such a terrible interview on today of all days? So later that night, I went for live group, which is off campus, and during live group, I just felt this heavy feeling on my chest. Pretty much had the heavy feeling all through the day, honestly, and it was sad because I couldn't really speak about it to people without giving context, so I was just in my own space. One of the enemy's ways of keeping us trapped is isolation, and I felt like that was what the enemy was trying to do to me that day, because it was also a battle of whether I should go for live group or I shouldn't go for live group. But I eventually went for live group, and towards the end of live group, I felt led to stand up from where I was and go to the other side of the room. And as I stood up to go to the other side of the room, this lady saw me, and she held me back. She held me back, and she said I look like I need a hug. I don't think my problem is beating on my forehead, but okay, no problem. I will take a hug. So I took the hug and I was just there. She said, "You can rest as long as you need it." Okay, okay, okay. Next thing she said, the Lord wanted to let you know that He sees you. He sees me. I mean, the Lord sees all of us, and today might have been a really difficult day for me. So, it might be written on my face and my whole demeanor that I really wanted the Lord to see me. But then she said, He wants you to know that He removed you from that position because He has something greater. And He knows that if He had let you there, the light in which He has upon your life will not be able to bloom in its entirety. I started crying, and then she went on to say, He just needs you to wait. He just needs you to keep trusting. He just needs you to keep holding on. And I was like, why does it have to take so long? That was my response in tears. And she said, He's not taking so long. His timing is perfect, always perfect. Even though it doesn't make sense to us, it makes sense to Him, and it's all going to make sense really soon. So November 15, I woke up and I went to a common room area to prepare for my thesis defense because I had to go over my slides and pass that defense. I had worked so hard for that research paper. So while practicing and going over my defense, my phone was on DND. After that run through, I was like, okay, let me go start getting ready because it's almost time to go for my defense. Then I saw that I missed a call. I was like, okay, who is this? Mind you, this is on a Wednesday, you guys. I was like, oh, who is this? And I saw a voicemail. Hey, Belchico, this is from so and so. I'm just calling to give you a response to the interview you recently just had with us. My heart did back. My heart was like, what? First of all, how did I miss that call? I mean, I knew how I missed the call, but why did I miss that call? So I tried calling the number like twice and I left a voicemail saying, oh, I'll be happy to hear back from you at your earliest convenience. But at the same time, I had to start getting ready for my thesis. So I came back and then got ready for my thesis. I was just like, Lord, please let this phone ring. I beg, I beg, I beg. You guys. If my eyes actually look red, it's because I'm trying to stop myself from crying. But I eventually got ready to go for my defense, and the call came through. You guys, the call came through, and they said, congratulations, we just wanted to extend an offer because the team loved getting to meet you, and we can't wait to start with you after you graduate. It felt like It felt like a dream come true. I mean, I did not dream of it that way. No, I did not dream of it that way. But remember the phone call from part two? I got a phone call. And I remember telling God that this termination happened on Wednesday. I want you to change the narrative of my Wednesdays. And I got this offer on a Wednesday. I remember Pastor Nat telling us to dress in our desired job outfit. And for that particular interview for that company, I wore the exact same thing for that interview. And guess what? I got that offer. It might not make sense because this is the physical. There are a lot of things that don't have to make sense in the physical. But just getting that phone call brought the final chapter to a close. I'm just grateful to God that even though there was pain, even though there was hurt, He allowed me go through one of the biggest stretches my faith and my life has ever been through. And even through going through the stretch and the process, He saw me through to the other side. He made me understand that when one door closes, another door, which is bigger, better, and beyond your imagination, is definitely opening. And I'm grateful that I don't live with regrets. I don't live with, oh, what if I didn't send that video? Or what if I wasn't there when that happened? So many what ifs. And the Lord just wants to see our trust. The Lord just wants to see, He just wants to see our perseverance. He just wants to see how much we can actually grow in that process. And I can tell you boldly that I have grown. I am proud of the woman I am and the woman I am becoming. And to think that I'm able to share this experience with you guys has been one of the major blessings. I know that this is the end of Microsoft series, but I really do hope you have been impacted. I really do hope you have been encouraged. I really do hope it gives you light to know that it may seem like the end right now, but it is not even close to being the end. And the glory is not in the pain, but all glory returns to God for real. So keep trusting and keep believing that our God who said something is going to bring it to pass. You will definitely have a final chapter to whatever you might also be going through. So guys, since we've come to the end of this video, I just wanted to put it out there. If you have several burning questions that you might have had through the course of this series, as well as just anything you have for me, I'm going to be doing a Q&A, and I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. So please leave your questions down in the comment section below, and also to know that you got to the end of this video, please let me know what has been most impactful in this whole Microsoft series. I really appreciate every one of you for being on this journey with me, and I'm thankful to see how much more the Lord is going to pour through me to each one of you. So please, this is just the beginning. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Also, turn on your post notifications so that when I drop new videos, you get the notification about it. So till next time, keep living your best life with Christ at the center of it all. Bye bye.